Don't you love it when you're trying to have a nice conversation? Next thing you get hit with a bike lock for no reason. Oh, hey guys, guy that banged your mom here. Today we're gonna do these two topics today. I was gonna do more topics, but today I'm gonna milk this. Why? Because a lot of juicy stuff has happened the past few days ago. If you don't know what Infowars is, it's like a news thing.
I don't care, we are ugly and deserve to die. Humans are evil and at the end.
It's hosted by Alex Jones, aka the conspiracy theorist that thinks water turns frogs gay or something, has been silence. All of Infowars' platforms, right? Like it was on Facebook, it had Apple Podcasts, it had it was on YouTube, and a few other stuff. And guess what? They've all been removed from the freaking from the internet. Actually, it hasn't been there. The website is still up. All the owners of these, all the people that replied back to the freaking Infowars happened and being removed and everything, saying we don't allow like hate speech and stuff. And I'm just like, okay. Alright, if you don't agree with them, if you don't agree that you just slap the word hate speech on next, they're saying they don't like this thing, even though they never said that. Let's slap the word hate speech on that. We don't agree with that. Let's just remove that. There's this thing called the First Amendment. You never heard of it? Okay, freedom of speech, you ever heard of that? If you believe in hate speech, you don't believe in freedom of speech. That's a fact. Like, for instance, I could say this. Watch this, right? What? Check this out, right? Check it out. You know that one journalist or whatever the heck, what's her name? She was like on Twitter or something. What's her name? Sarah Jihan? She wrote a tweet saying like, ugh, we need to cancel white people. God, them white people are so white. Every time I look at them, they burn in the sun because they're so white. Now, me, as a white man, am crying on the inside. In my brain, I'm hanging myself because of how hateful that is. Remove her Twitter, suspend her. Why? Because she was doing hate speech. But no, Twitter was like, they were talking about white people. No one cares about white people, am I right? And then there's one, Candace Owens, right? She's a conservative, she's also black. So if people called her a Nazi, which doesn't make sense. She made a tweet, right? Copying, pasting Sarah Jihan tweet, right? Except replacing the word white with Jewish. And then guess what? She got suspended. White people are now the minority. Nowadays, it's hip with the kids to hate on white people. Why? Because white people are racist, even though you don't have any proof to back that up. Oh, look at that white dude. Look at that white baby that just came out of the woman's vagina in the hospital. It's automatically racist. Why? Because it's a baby and it's white. It's racist. See, it's crying because the doctor is black, and the doctor is holding the baby, and the baby's crying because it's black. It's obvious. It's obvious, even though the doctor isn't black, but we just assume it's black. Because the baby's crying. Obviously, it's racist. And, I forgot, Candace Owens, Twitter has been reinstated and stuff. It came right back, and Twitter was all like, okay, we understand. We're sorry about that. My bad, dude. And Candace Owens is all like, okay, I see how it is. You're gonna suspend me, but don't not suspend her. Yet you see, Roseanne does a comparison picture between someone and Planet of the Apes, but when Jihan over there is all like, hey, white people bad, she gets hired by the New York Times. Just because Alex Jones says something controversial on the internet, he has all the right to do that. Why? Because freedom of speech. And if you think hate speech exists, you don't believe the First Amendment exists. When someone says, oh, I support free speech, but, no, there is no but. You have to support it 100%. If you don't, you don't support it. That's how it is. Next topic. You guys know that shit show. The gigantic shit place called Berkeley in California, where it's one of the headquarters of Bang Bros, which never replied back to me. Basically, there was this peaceful protest going on called No to Marxism. Basically, it's a protest saying like, hey, all these college campuses are like tricking the students, supporting communism. Why? Because, I don't know, all these freaking, what are they called, professors like hate Trump or something, and they're all like, hey, you know, capitalism sucks, you know, it sucks. So do you know what works? Communism, because it's always worked. And I'll tell you, if we take America and do communism with it, it would obviously work this time. Why? Because a book I'm holding said it or something. Okay, name one country that communism worked. I'll stand right here. Nope, you can't think of one? Okay then. The protest was immediately canceled. Well, the streets weren't canceled, that is. It was canceled because guess who showed up? Them stupid Antifa ninjas. Like freaking ninjas showed up, right? And they're all like, Nazis! Antifa showed up and they're all like, we are ninjas and we have weapons to hit you with while screaming peaceful protest. And then literally they start destroying, like, they start destroying cars. They start hitting cars, destroying windshields. Oh yeah, and setting the cars on fire.
Bro, you guys got masks on.
Don't film it! Don't!
Take it away from that.
You know, you gotta love them peaceful protesters, the way that they just like destroy everything. So because Antifa hates the fact that there's these right-wingers that just want to have a conversation, and it's like, okay, you guys with masks, let's have a conversation. What do you think? Why are you hating us so much? Is communism your third eye? Like, what's the deal with communism? Do you guys just like it or something? Is it a trend? And then so this is what Antifa always replies with, right? You stupid Nazi.
And white supremacists and fascists have been targeting Berkeley, and we're here to say that racism doesn't belong in our community.
Response, if you look at all the crap that happened in Berkeley, it's always violence, no matter what. No matter what it is, it always comes down to violence. And then when right-wingers, right, defend themselves from the Antifa attackers, Antifa is always like, whoa, dude, whoa, it's okay for me to hit a Nazi, but it's not okay for the Nazi to hit me back.
Go the flag! Go the flag!
Shame on you. Oh yeah, and they always kept yelling shame. It's like it means something. Shame. Remember back in like middle school or something when your friends like put out your finger, right, and they start doing this, shame, 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 shame. Oh my god, you're screaming at me in my face, spitting in my face. They're like right here. They're like right here and screaming in your face. Their saliva, their heavy breathing and stuff.
Get that out of my face. Don't let that touch me. I'm not kidding.
Oh my God. Candace, Charlie, y'all must got some daycare experience.
They will blend in into, because you know they're always wearing the same thing. They always wear black and they always wear masks. And if you turn, they're like tigers, except they're shit stains. Well, they're not tigers. They're more like dead, skinny, starving for life cats. Because if you turn around, if you turn your back to the Antifa, they always hit you in the back of the head. Because why? They can't see you, and then they retreat into the crowd so they can blend in like Assassin's Creed. You know, Assassin's Creed where everyone wears a hood and you know when you do this, you go into the crowd and you do this. That they try to do that, and guess what? It works. Not really when someone has video of it. Because they're just like, wait a second, it showed him hitting the guy, and then they always get arrested.
Hey,
I don't see why you got a fucking problem. Because we fucking came across a goddamn street? Because I got a fucking car to get to? Because I got...
You're fascist! That's what happens when you come into our fucking town! You fucking get out of the fucking town!
Cat, you know, because, you know, like lions and tigers and bears, oh my, when you like turn your back to them, they always get you. There was like, bitch. And also, Antifa had the balls to make an attempt to destroy a Marine recruitment center. Peaceful protest, death to capitalism, you know all that good stuff. $10, this video only gets to 1,000 views. And it won't even go up to 2,000. I bet you right there. 500 likes, I'll chop my dick off. Dude, I wish Antifa had an official website so I can look at it and be all like, wow, everything in this is wrong. So if you look closely and mostly at all these Antifa guys with freaking signs, right? Some of them, like, have signs and they're just screaming at you. Some of them are holding books saying stuff about communism, which doesn't work. Like, they're holding it in your face and sometimes. And if you approach them, they would be all like, you're holding a book in my face. I would gladly like to read it. Problem is, you won't let me read it. You just keep spitting in my face, calling me a Nazi for some reason. Apparently, Jewish Nazis exist. Black Nazis exist. Everything in that sentence is wrong. Everything about it is wrong. Because if Jewish Nazis and black Nazis existed, they wouldn't. Because you see, like, the Nazi recruitment center, if there was a recruitment center back at the 19 whatever, right? And you see, like, a black dude going there, like, it's like, yeah, hate you, you're Nazi. And then Hitler would be so confused, right? And there's like a Jewish Nazi and a black Nazi, like, Hitler would be all like so confused, like, what is going on here? And Hitler would just execute them, just like he did with the Jews. So I don't really understand this. So this peaceful protest has turned into a battlefield. Because when you were a little kid, your parents are always like, don't scream and shout when you're having a conversation, because it's bad. Don't start hitting if you don't agree. You see, Antifa's like the opposite of that. You just gotta hit them and run away. Because that's always what they do. They hit, then run away, get arrested later. And to the point of this protest was to protest against Marxism. But basically it's like all these, I think I already explained it, but I'm gonna explain it again because I'm bored. They're protesting against all of these college campuses, teaching the students that, hey, you know what? Trump is bad, communism works, we need to attack. Like, the left is always like, well, I'm not saying all parts of the left, because I have a few friends that are leftist, right? So, I'm not saying all, I'm saying, like, irrational people. Okay, I'm gonna say, radical leftists. Okay, there it is. Radical, there it is. So this radical leftists always saying, we gotta stand as a crowd. We don't like this person, having lunch in McDonald's. So what we gotta do is we gotta stand up, scream for their face, and kick their ass. That's what they always, that's pretty much a summary of everything that they always do. And guess what? They do that. Candace Owens was like having lunch in a restaurant, right? And then freaking all these bitches came outside and were like, wait a second, we don't like you. You're a Nazi, even though Candace Owens is black, but okay. It's like, you're a white supremacist when she's black, because that makes sense. So basically, they just start screaming, fuck you, Nazi, F you, bitch, blah, 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 start throwing glass bottles and everything, taking selfies with the anti-fascists that are fascists, ironically.
They're not Nazis, they're soft fascists. They're the soft fascists, they're not Nazis.
Have a wonderful day. Enjoy your capitalist breakfast.
says big government sucks? Wait, what sucks about big government? Let's talk about that one. What sucks about big government? Is it the fact that y'all are part of big government? White supremacy! Fuck 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 white supremacy!
There's three out of four. Get that out of my face. Don't let that touch me. I'm not gonna do that.
Wow, that's...
And they show like footage of inside the restaurant, just being like, everyone, right, that's having a good lunch is all like, I just want to eat my meal or some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I just want to eat my chicken wings, and you coming over here and just screaming at this black lady, calling her a white supremacist Nazi. It makes no sense. And all these old people like putting on their prescription glasses, being like, let me see that Nazi, because I fought them Nazis. And then the old guy is just so confused because the Nazis are black, and that doesn't make sense. And next thing you know, the old guy, like takes more pills because he thinks he's high or something. So he's like, I'm totally, nope, still black, gotta take more. And then the old man dies because he was so confused. He thought it was having an LSD trip. So he decided to take more of his prescription medication so he can get better. And obviously it didn't work because he's now dead. Because he was thinking that, wait a second, this black person is a Nazi? That doesn't make sense. And then now he's dead. And his last words were, what the fuck? And now the phrase, what the fuck, is going to be on the tombstone. Tombstone is going to be John Doe, birth 1984, death 2018, and then it says a quote, what the fuck? and then the funeral is going to be like, he was known as the greatest World War II pilot fighter in history. He destroyed so many Nazis, but apparently his confusion gave him the bitter end. Because someone thought a black person could be a Nazi and a white. I salute you. Guy that doesn't exist that I made up. Fuck. We don't want to be like John Doe, right? We gotta know. Everyone's gotta know what's going on. Black people can't be Nazis. No. It can't be. It's not true. And then you die after saying. Thank you all so much in this crappy video. If you hate me, subscribe. If you like me, subscribe. 500 likes and I'll fucking tase myself or something. Make sure to do Patreon, or if you want to, at least. $1 a month, my dude. Yeah, one of those shit shop? Okay, cool, man. Hope you guys liked the video, because we all know I didn't. See ya.